Have you ever woken up in the morning and sighed? Oh no, not again. Same alarm, same quick breakfast, same TikTok scroll to Instagram. You're not living. You're just replaying yesterday. You're not alone. Many people are living as if they're the main character in a movie on repeat, but without a soundtrack, no climax, just cold coffee and regular work emails. The problem isn't that your life isn't interesting. It's that you've been on autopilot for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to truly be alive. The good news is that you're not broken. Your brain is still functioning and your heart is still beating. And if you're still watching this video, then congratulations. You still have a chance to flip the wake-up switch. So why do we get stuck in this state of limbo? More importantly, how do you get out? Now, let's dissect each of the reasons why you feel stuck, but don't worry. I promise I won't turn this into a dry philosophy lecture. It'll be fun. Really fun. You know that feeling when you pause a movie and say, I'll watch it later, but then you never press play again? Yes, that's exactly how you're living. You tell yourself, just get through this week. Then you promise yourself, when I get that promotion, when life gets less chaotic, when things start to pick up, then I'll start living properly. But then never comes. And you keep waiting as if happiness were a package in transit that never arrived. The thing is, life isn't like Netflix. You can't fast forward to the good stuff. There's no skip intro button to skip past the repetitive parts. And there's no replay button if you miss something important. While you're waiting for the right moment, your real life is going on. It's not waiting for you. Pause mode may sound harmless, but it causes you to miss out on the most precious moments a sunny afternoon, a meaningful conversation, or even the thrill of starting something new. Days pass by not because you're living wrongly, but because you're not living at all. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll end up waiting until the end of the movie without ever having lived a single climax. Wake up! Not just out of bed, but out of pause mode, because real life, the best part starts today. But don't pop the champagne to celebrate just yet, because even when you flip the switch, you're out of pause mode. There's another problem: you're alive, but emotions are running out of battery. Have you ever finished a workday, closed your laptop, stared blankly into space, and wondered, what on earth have I been doing all day? You're not happy. You're not sad. You're not satisfied. You're not angry. Just empty. You're not emotionless. You've simply exhausted your emotional battery without recharging it. Why? Because you've been going through life completing tasks, checking off items, following schedules. Worse, you've begun to believe that feeling empty is normal and that living without emotions is part of growing up. Spoiler, it's not. The truth is, when things lose their meaning, even the smallest tasks become burdensome. You're not lazy. You're simply disconnected. And you can't fuel your life if you have no reason to keep going. The scariest question isn't, what are you doing? It's, what are you doing it for? If you can't remember the last time you felt genuinely proud, excited, moved, or alive, it's time to stop, not to quit, but to reconnect with yourself, with the true meaning behind what you do every day. And the good news is, you don't need a revolution, just a moment of honesty. A small question every morning: how do I want to feel today? Not what do I need to do, but how do I want to feel when I do it? It sounds simple, but it addresses the emotional connection that has been broken for a long time. Because living without feeling anything is like flying on a plane without windows. You may arrive, but have no memory of how the trip went. You're trying to reconnect with your emotions, but then you suddenly realize another painful truth: your life is boringly predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. In fact, if someone asked you, what are you doing next week, you could rattle off a schedule as detailed as an order. And no, it doesn't make you feel organized. It makes you feel like a well-programmed robot. You wake up at the right time, drink the right coffee, take the right route, say good morning to the right people, and end the day in the same position on the couch, your phone in your hand. Your mind drifting somewhere between the hot girls videos and videos of cooking 7-level spicy noodles. At first glance, routine seems like a good thing, a sign of discipline. But let me be honest, it is just a polite way of saying mechanical and boring. Your brain isn't designed to do the same thing every day. It's a novelty junkie, a challenge junkie, a surprise junkie. But when you've been in that routine for too long, your brain starts yawning and thinking, okay, I guess I'll just take another nap to save some batteries. And here's the thing: life can be boring not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're not doing anything different. No, now you don't need to move to Bali or quit your job to open a beachside cafe, though that sounds pretty cool. You just need to do something a little different. Just a little to break the cycle. For example, drink coffee at a strange cafe. Instead of checking your phone when you wake up, try taking a 10-minute walk and letting yourself listen to the sounds of the city. Call an old friend, not text, but actually call, actually listen. Write a few lines in your journal or write an email to yourself in 5 years. Remember, changing your life doesn't start with a big journey. It starts with something small that you can do this afternoon. Because if you don't change your life, your brain won't die, but it will go into standby mode. And if you've ever seen a frozen computer, you know that's not fun. Picture this, you're brushing your teeth. Hair a mess. Wearing the same t-shirt from yesterday or the day before? Who's counting? Meanwhile, someone online is posting a story from Bali. The sun shining on a cocktail. Captioned, "Living my best life." You spit toothpaste into the sink and sigh. What is my life? It's okay. You're not weird. You're just playing a game we've all played and lost, comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You see the sunset, but you don't see them arguing over the music. You see the rooftop dinner, but you don't see them secretly Googling the pronunciation of the food on the menu. You see the cool skydiving clip, but you don't see them shaking like a leaf for 30 minutes before the jump. And so you sit there, surrounded by a messy room and unpaid bills, wondering, why am I so bad? The truth is, you're not bad. You're just living. They're sharing a carefully curated, edited version of their life, color-filtered, cropped, with the right music and emojis. Life isn't a 90-minute inspirational movie shot from a drone. It's the late mornings, the simple meals, the silly stories with your best friend that make you laugh out loud over nothing. You're not lacking. You're just forgetting that the mess is part of the beauty. The next time you see a friend living the dream life and you're eating instant noodles with the TV playing reruns, remind yourself of this. You're living your authentic version of yourself, and it doesn't need any editing. Looking deeper, do you ever feel like an office worker stuck in a game of catch-up with your own schedule? You're busy, very busy. Busy from morning to night. So busy that you have to remember to breathe. Your to-do list longer than your electric bill. Inbox 748, unread emails. You're so busy that if someone asks you, "How are you?" you sigh and say, "So much work." And strangely enough, that's the answer you've been using for the past 3 years. But then at some point, after a long day of super productivity, you quietly put down your phone, look up at the ceiling, and ask yourself, so what am I busy for? You're not lazy, nor are you irresponsible. You're just driving a car without a GPS, constantly moving with no clear destination. Maybe you're living your life as if each day is a competition for who can complete the most tasks. And the reward is to be done exactly the same tomorrow. It's not about how much or how little you do. It's about what you're busy with. Are you building your life, or are you patching up someone else's leaks? Are you running for passion, or because you don't want to stand still? It's like riding a stationary bike at the gym. You sweat a lot, but you end up in the same place. Don't let months or years go by in a cycle of work without knowing where you're really headed and whether it's worth continuing. Every day passes by, and you are no longer interested in anything that makes your heart beat faster or your forehead sweat a little. All you want is a comfortable chair, a bright phone screen, and a life without any surprises? Sound familiar? At first, you call it a restoration break. But after a break, you still feel tired. Then you rest again. And so the so-called safe zone silently turns into a stagnant zone without you knowing it. You avoid challenges because you think, I'm not good enough. Not now. Let's do it tomorrow. But the truth is that you are avoiding the feeling of being alive, the thing that makes you tremble, confused, bewildered, but also the thing that makes you truly alive. You are not lazy. You are just wrapped in a warm blanket called "it's okay." But you know, it's okay is the most subtle way of saying it's not going anywhere. So if you're feeling a little flat, it's time to do something, however small, to make it wavy again. And it's time to wake up. You don't need a grand plan. You don't need to quit your job, move house, or run to a new horizon. You just need to make a 1% change every day. Do something a little different. A new route, a new question. A small but meaningful hour habit. Celebrate small victories. Make your bed. Practice deep breathing, put down your phone, pick up a pen. Write a few lines every morning. Turn your daily routine into small rituals. Make a cup of coffee as if you were cooking for your loved one. Take a walk without headphones. Feel the sun, the rain, the breeze, as if you've been reprogrammed to enjoy. Ask yourself a simple question every morning. What am I living for? And let the answer guide you. You are not a machine. Don't live like a robot updating software. You are a human being, emotional, curious, conflicted. If you get tired of being on autopilot, hit the wake-up button. Not tomorrow, not after that trip. Now.